All right, so the next thing we're going to look at is retrieval practice, and that is bringing information to mind. So again, you want to practice what it is that you're going to need to do on the test. So if you're going to need to bring these answers out of your long-term memory into your working memory to be able to do well on a quiz or a test or whatever it is, you need to practice doing what it is that you're going to be doing. So this is one of kind of the, I think, really key ideas here is if you want people to be more successful, you have to give them opportunities to practice the things that you want them to be successful at. And so, from a personal standpoint, one of the things that right, wrong, or indifferent we get judged on as schools is how well we perform on tests. And the idea that we're going to give fewer tests to make kids better at taking tests, in some ways, is counterintuitive. Now, on the flip side of that, you also want to make sure that kids understand big ideas and concepts, because if they do know those things, they're able to apply it to new novel situations. So they may experience something on a standardized test where if they really know a concept or if they know a skill well, they're able to apply it to a new situation. But again, for the most part, a lot of these standardized tests are practicing how well we can retrieve information to do well on a test. So when you look at retrieval practice, how do you do it? What you want to do is you want to kind of put everything away, your books, your notes, all those types of things, and you want to try and write down or sketch out or diagram or cartoon out as much information as you possibly can. And once you get done doing that, once you sit down and you kind of go through all of the concepts from the previous day or what you just went through, then what you want to do is you want to go back and you want to flip through and see what it is that I missed or that wasn't as accurate as it needed to be. This is kind of hard for kids because kids don't like to be wrong. They're scared of being wrong. And so when you talk about this growth mindset, it really fits into this retrieval practice, because retrieval practice is the process of getting better at retrieving this information. So it's good to struggle a little bit. It's good to make some mistakes because you want to know what you don't know. And if you're not willing to do that, it's hard to get better at it. You want to do as many as you can. And here's something where you can have kids in your room make practice tests or practice questions, and you can exchange them. Give them opportunities to take some practice tests, to jumble questions, quiz each other. Those are the types of things that you want to do so that, again, kids can practice doing this. Flashcards, Quizlets, those all work very well. Again, one of the things, like I talked about in a different video, you don't want word for word definitions out of the back of the book. You want to try and paraphrase. You want to try and put things in your own words. If you can have pictures or graphics, those are the types of things that you want to do. And the other thing is you want to try and go beyond. So if you do give them flashcards, then allow them to manipulate those flashcards on their desks or wherever, or up on the board, and see where are the interconnections, where are the links between these thoughts and these ideas. How do these words connect with each other? Can you group them? And again, knowledge of results is very important here. You want them to go through, write down as much stuff as they can, take these practice tests or quizzes, do the flashcards, do the Quizlet. And what you want to do is you want to check for accuracy afterwards. Knowledge of results, knowing what we got right, what we got wrong, is really important to improving the accuracy and the depth and how broadly and how much stuff you remembered. You need to know what you missed. And again, like I said earlier, this is really tough for kids because it's hard. They're scared to see what it is that they don't know. They're scared to see what they missed or what was wrong. It's human nature not to want to be wrong. You want to be right, and you want to get it all right, and you want it all right now. And this isn't how retrieval practice works. Retrieval practice is all about struggling and trying to get a little bit better the next time you do the retrieval. So get done, double check, what did I get right, what did I get wrong? And then that way you can focus on the things that you got wrong and trying to get better at that. And you, like I had already mentioned, you don't want word for word. You don't want to memorize. The problem with rote memorization is if you just memorize the definition of the word, you're not able to really apply that definition in new and novel situations. You want to be able to put it into your own words. You want to explain it so that way you can really understand what this word means and be able to use it in different contexts. And by memorizing flat out back of the book definitions, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to apply this old word to a new situation. And here are some other places that you can go. So for example, what does retrieval practice do in terms of concept maps, and then how to study with flashcards. So there's some different ways to use flashcards that maybe you didn't really think of before.